power, lava or acid? Well, to answer that question, today they'll be going head-to-head in a bit of a scientific face-off by testing each against 7 objects, including a turkey leg, an iPad, slabs of ice, a bunch of toys, a baseball bat, a diamond, and finally, an actual functioning car. Oh, wow! So to do this properly, I've invited out YouTube's foremost expert when it comes to chemical reactions.
I think it's good to go.
With the buttery smooth voice of a high school chemistry teacher.
Oh no.
Niall Red. And his opponent in this matchup will be YouTube's very own Lava King. You love him much more than his neighbors do.
You didn't see the fire, it was like almost to the top. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Kevin, the backyard scientist. But there's a catch, because there's no way I'm just gonna stand by and watch. So for each of the 7 objects, I'll be testing a wild card factor of destruction that will be different for each object. So for example, for the turkey leg, my wild card factor of destruction may or may not be ravenous piranhas. And then for the baseball bat, it might involve Superman X-ray vision that can do this in 2 seconds. That's pretty strong. And the nerd trash talk commenced immediately.
Nothing beats a volcano.
I think acid could.
Or the X Factor. You guys don't know what I'm bringing to the table. Oh, and I do want to mention, while I am no Mr. Beast, winner of today's competition gets a car. I'm not even tricking. Like,
you can drive it?
Yeah. But before we even got started,
Just the right place.
someone you might recognize from our world's largest lemon battery collab showed up. Mr. William Osmond. But since he legitimately wasn't even invited, I made him be referee. And so with the terrifying realization that I really should have larger spare referee shorts on hand, it was time to commence our 7-item showdown of destruction, starting first with Kevin's magma getting a chance to destroy a turkey leg.
Here we go. Turkey leg versus lava.
Oh yeah! Yes!
He's enjoying this way too much.
Boom!
That was more violent than I was expecting. Once it had eventually cooled down, we cracked open the crucible to inspect the damage. Oh! And while it definitely charred the outside, it just turned the rest into a perfectly cooked,
It's fine.
delicious Thanksgiving turkey leg. Which I know, because we definitely all gave it a taste. I definitely did. Which meant it was time for acid to enter the chat. And I guess in hindsight, this shouldn't have been a surprising result considering what our own stomach acids do to food, but given a little bit of time, it was terrifyingly efficient.
Guys, come here. What do you think of the turkey leg?
What's the clear and what's the dark stuff here?
The dark stuff is the turkey leg.
How do we know you didn't just throw it in the bush over there?
Yeah.
Let me go look.
And so after a fruitless search for foul play, if I was gonna steal round 1 from Nigel's acid, it would come down to my brilliant wild card element of destruction, which just so happened to be a school of 50 piranhas I located in a New Jersey pet store that took less than a minute to clear a drumstick down to the bone. My plan, however, was ruined when I went to ship the piranhas, because apparently in California, they're illegal to own as pets. Fortunately, the pet store informed me that bucktooth tetras, while smaller, with enough of them, would apparently do just as much damage.
Oh! It's instant!
No way.
And while there was a bit of a nibble frenzy right when I put it in, when I raised it up, it was basically untouched, which was embarrassing not only for me, but frankly, for the state of California.
Remember what you said at the beginning of this is you'd eat whatever's left.
I definitely never said that. Which gave Acid the early lead, sending us into round 2 with the iPad. Kevin and his lava were hungry for a W, and that hunger only intensified when they saw the C-tier YouTube content playing on the iPad.
Right on my face.
Sorry, Will.
Oh, now he can't see if it's playing.
Oh, it's so hot.
Okay, that's enough.
More.
The molten rocks had practically melted the iPad, but for the real question, was it enough to stop the iPad from playing? Yes, of course, that's going to do it. Nigel was up next, and with more video content suitable for destruction loaded up, he slipped the iPad into 8 liters of concentrated acid.
Oh, the video turned off instantly.
It was time to see what acid could do.
Oh man.
Hey, give it time. Give it time.
And even with a full hour of soaking, not much happened besides some kind of small reaction that turned the acid some cool colors, which makes this the perfect opportunity to debunk the idea that there are acids that can immediately dissolve all metals. And now you might say, hold up, Mark. I've seen really popular videos like this online where the metal spoon is immediately dissolved in acid. However, I would offer the counterpoint that the reason he could safely dip his fingers in the acid later in the video is because that's not acid. It's watered down Mountain Dew, and that spoon is actually made from gallium, which simply melts in lukewarm liquid. Now, certain acids can dissolve certain metals, but it's a process that just takes several hours for chunks of metal like this. So with Nigel out of the running, it was time for the wild card. Normally this fires tennis balls. Today, we're firing golf balls at like 200 miles an hour.
I bet I could catch it.
Oh, I feel good on my destructive capabilities. The real question is, how's my aim? Pretty good, as it turns out. Oh my! Yeah! And even after all this, it still had enough kinetic energy to dent the back wall. Wow!
You almost split the whole thing in half,
This
too.
looks very violent. Let's see your acid do that, Nigel. Is this a W?
That's pretty cool.
Okay. This meant I was tied for first as we headed into the ice round.
Are you ready?
Fire versus ice! And lava came right out of the gate, sizzling hot.
Oh, wait. No! No!
Wait!
No!
Wait! You didn't make it through one!
Look at it bubble, though.
Admittedly, the bubbles were pretty cool. But other than that, Kevin was grasping at straws.
Look, I made lava spaghetti.
The ref tallied the final count as only breaking through one of the 12 layers. Noting that the final break was too little, too late, which made it Acid's turn. And almost immediately,
Oh, wow.
it tied lava.
Oh, it's through. It's through.
It's through! Wow!
I'm trying to aim.
It just kept breaking through each layer as the acid mixed with the water, creating an exothermic reaction that bored a hole through the ice like a laser.
Yeah, one more.
One more!
One more. Why am I rooting for you?
Ultimately, Nigel's acid made it through every last sheet of ice, which meant my wild card would have to do the same and do it faster. Gentlemen, my approach here is a little bit more Kevin than Nigel. I feel like that did nothing.
Wow, you're making water.
All right, a good engineer always has a backup plan. As a timely delivery of potential energy from the Acme Corporation, not only finished off my ice, but it also took